What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Chrissy Chaos podcast. We are still here in Austin. This is the Austin series of the Chrissy Chaos podcast. We came to Texas. You know me, I'm Chrissy State Capitals. I love the state capital, and I'm doing this podcast just blocks away from the Texas state capitol. There's an AK-47 at the top of it. And listen, baby, you're in Texas where you're free. I'm wearing a USA jacket, and people are giving me high fives. You don't even need, this is the vaccine in Texas, is you just put on the US flag or USA jacket, and you're safe. You're safe from COVID, you're safe from communism, you're safe from everything. If I wore this jacket in New York, I might as well be wearing the ISIS flag. They do not support America in New York, but they do support America in Texas. And that's why I thought, I wanted to do an American show, and I thought, let's get the Indian sensation, Kenny Sebastian.
Yay, thank you for having me, Chris.
Dude, Kenny, first of all, Kenny Sebastian, if that's your real name, I'll kill myself. That's your real name?
Yeah.
Give me a gun.
Okay, so the thing is, like, in India, like, the Christian missionaries came like 100 years ago.
Yeah, that was my dad. I came. That was me. I was one of the Christians.
And they got to a bunch of us.
Yes. Oh, we got you. You're one of us.
Yeah, so
you're
I'm a
Christian.
Catholic.
Nice, dude. So you know what? He's circumcised. That's very rare.
No, I'm not.
You're not circumcised? Let's see it.
Actually, it's funny. I didn't want to bring up the jacket because this is the first time I'm meeting you.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, is this like what you usually do? But then it's like,
no.
It's like a ironic thing.
Let me tell you something right now, Kenny. If you want to go ahead and send me a gift with the jacket as the Indian flag, I'll wear that proudly as well. I believe if people want to transition sexually, it is their right. You feel like you're a man in a girl's body, whatever you want to do. Well, guess what? I can be whatever nationality I want to be. I want to be Indian.
Yeah.
I'll go be Indian. I'm Chrissy Calcutta.
You know, it's funny because I thought we'll get into the laws about India like much later, but immediately that there's a law against that. So in India, you can't disrespect the flag. So if you put on your body as a t-shirt, that's like you're breaking the law and you could get
Wait
arrested.
a second. You can't, if I went into India and I was wearing a jacket that with the Indian flag, like I'm thinking I'm supporting India.
Yeah.
But they're saying, no, you're disrespecting the flag.
Yeah.
That flag can't be on your disgusting white body.
No, not on, if you're an
anybody's
Indian,
body.
Yeah, if you're an Indian.
You're discussing Indian body.
Which is funny because I think a lot of people like that about Americans. Like you guys are very proud of being American, and India like
some of us.
Yeah, but we're getting over it. Like, we're like, it's okay to celebrate being where you're from.
Just because if I'm celebrating being from my country, that doesn't mean I don't like your country unless we're at war. Shout out China.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? Invade Taiwan. Want to see what fucking happens.
I need to be careful to what I'm saying to.
It's going to be a Thai loss. No, Kenny, listen, here's the bottom line. You got to be careful, but you really don't. I mean, listen, you're the big hit in India. You're a sensation in India. You're going to get tortured for just sitting next to a fucking white man in an American flag jacket.
No, man, I was so excited because to be fair, like I'm very like introverted off stage. Right. And I seen your work and I love your work.
Thank you.
And when you reached out, I was very like excited because I was too shy. Because I also have a podcast and I wanted to reach out to comics here, but I was like, this is way out of my introvertedness. And then you reached out and you're like so sweet and kind in the messages, and you're like, hey, I would love to.
Well, that's what being an American is I reach out to you, and then if you would have said no, then I show up to your hotel with a gun. That's fair. The difference. Then you get the gun, and that's where Americans come out on top.
I was scared though coming into Texas that I should be very extra nice.
Really? Why were you scared coming into Texas?
Isn't this like an open carry law and stuff here?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, but they're not gonna. Why would they shoot you?
I don't know, man. Like I'm not from here. So like it's strange. Like I've been noticing in America this duality where during the day every city is so beautiful and so welcoming and friendly, and in the night everybody's like. So I love walking around.
I love that you're from a place that has the Taj Mahal, and you're like 6th Street in Austin's pretty nice.
No, so like in the night, like we were walking in Atlanta after a show, and I was
you'll get shot there.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yes,
and it's a little inappropriate, but we were walking. I was with my manager Abhishek, and this car goes by, and this guy, I think he was like well-meaning. He was like, try not to get booty raped. And I was like, that's the best thing he could have said. Because if he said, try not to get shot, we'd have been like, nah, I don't care. But he said, I don't want to get
booty raped is a hilarious way to put it.
Yeah, and that is so effective. Like, he knew exactly what we needed to hear to get off the street.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful to him. Because if he had said anything else, my ego would have been like, I can handle myself. But he said, don't get booty raped. We booked an Uber right away and we got home safe.
That's a funny thing to say. Don't try not to get booty raped.
That's so effective.
Yeah. You must have been walking a certain way where they're like, this guy might get booty raped. Were you wearing Daisy Duke shorts?
No, man. I was fully covered up, dude.
Yeah.
So
wait, Kenny, do you live in India?
No, yeah, I live in India.
Wow.
Yeah.
What part?
In Mumbai.
Shout out Mumbai. Used to be called Calcutta. Now it's Mumbai.
No, Calcutta's on the east side. I'm on the west side.
Edit that part out.
Yeah, so, no, it's fair. They did this new thing where they renamed a lot of states because you want to erase the colonialism. So, Bombay became Mumbai.
Bombay became Mumbai.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Bombay.
so you're right. So,
yes.
Calcutta became Kolkata. And
that's a lot of paperwork for, that's a little bullshit. Bombay, Mumbai, I get, but Calcutta, Kolkata, what the fuck are we doing here? Now we're spending taxpayers' money on this bullshit?
Exactly. A lot of people feel that way as well.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's just harmless.
Now, because I want to go to India. Yeah. I really want to go to India.
Yes.
But I'm not, the flight, New York to India, what are we talking? Are we talking 15 hours?
No, 23, 22.
I don't know how you do it. How long did it, what about here? How long did it take to get to Texas?
Yeah, so we came from Boston, then that took 4 hours. But we flew from in Mumbai to New York, and that took about 23 hours.
Straight direct flight?
There's a straight direct flight that takes about the same because they stop for refueling.
So you did the direct flight?
No, we stopped in Singapore and we did it.
First class?
Business, yeah.
Business, not the manager though.
Yeah.
No, really?
Yeah.
You bought a business class ticket.
He bought his own business.
Oh, okay. See, I like that.
Yeah.
He bought his own.
Yeah.
He bought his own because if he's going to take a percentage of your money, he can use the percentage he's taking off you to buy his fucking business class ticket. Not like my manager, who's I'm buying him tickets and he's taking 10%, and that shit's got to stop.
Wow, we're really getting into it, man.
Is he free? I want him to be my manager.
Yeah. So
can you book me on NYPD fundraisers? Do you have a connect from Mumbai to the NYPD? That's where I make my money.
Sorry, I had my body, dude.
You only got him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, dude, because and I said this on my last guest, but you're even more fascinating with it. To come, first of all, stand-up comedy is not that big of a deal in India, and you actually are one of, I think, you might be the very first comic to put their special out on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's really sweet of you to say. I don't know if I'm the first, but I did put the first one out, and everybody called me insane. And everybody said, "What are you gonna do on stage?" And this is like when YouTube was not taken seriously, and I got like 80,000 views, and everybody laughed at me. And after 2-3 years, I kept putting clips, and then I went viral, and it backtracked to all like my previous special, and then I just kept putting clips up on YouTube. And it's funny because when I came to New York in 2014-15, this was the pre-taking YouTube seriously for stand-up.
Right.
And all the comedians from America looked down on YouTube. And I remember this. They used to be like, why are you putting your stuff on YouTube? That's not where stand-up goes. And there was like this hierarchy to stand-up.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you think you have gatekeeping in America, in India.
In India.
So YouTube was the most democratic thing you could get access to. And I'm not from an entertainment background. Like my dad's from the Indian Navy and my mom's a housewife. So there's no way I could have got through anything. So I put it on YouTube and it blew up. And then the next time I came back in 2017-18, it was like the norm to put your stuff.
Right, but you were one of the pioneers.
That is
one of the pioneers. No, you were. You were one of the pioneers of doing it. And yeah, I agree. Now everyone's doing it. And like, much like everything else now, it's oversaturated and whatever. But being first to the game in something, sometimes that's what it's about. And I think anybody who has a revolutionary idea is always called crazy in the beginning.
Yeah.
But you just plowed through and you just said, call me crazy. I don't give a shit. My dad's in the Navy.
Yeah, I have an advantage because I wasn't...
What does the Indian Navy do, by the way? Who are you attacking?
China mostly, just
right. Well, hey, keep us in mind.
We're keeping them at bay.
We have to a little bit.
Yeah.
Just listen. No disrespect. I know most Chinese people are good, but they're getting a little crazy.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like we have borders and they have to be protected. Nobody's engaging, but if they do, it's got to be.
See, I get everybody. No matter how politically correct you want to be, I eventually get you to start talking. I get you to start talking about the borders.
I was a nice guy for a long time, and then I realized you got to be able to defend yourself.
Yeah, and do you have kids?
No, not yet.
Yeah, it's also. Do you have a wife?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also, you got a wife, you're making money now. It's also like, a lot of times when, I got kids, I just live a different life than, a lot of times I'm listening to some 25-year-old kid with 8 roommates bitch about freedom. I'm like, will you shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
You don't know anything. You're not even, my tax money pays for your fucking life, you jerk off.
Yep.
Just shut your stupid mouth, please, and let the adults speak.
Yeah.
But you gotta listen sometimes to this bullshit on TikTok where I'm like, no, dude. The bottom fucking line is we need the wall. No, I'm kidding.
Where's this going?
I'm kidding. No, we don't need the wall. I mean, listen. Honestly, I'd like to wall up. I don't want a wall. I don't need the wall to Mexico. I would like a wall sometimes between me and my wife. That'd be nice to get a wall up in the. I'd like to wall off the bedroom.
How long you been married for?
Well, we're actually not married. We have 3 kids, so it's worse than marriage. But it's actually I'm in bed like it is when you have kids. Let me tell you something, Kenny Sebastian. Or can I call you Sebastian, Kenny?
You can call me Kenny. Yeah.
When I will tell you that you are married and it's a beautiful thing. To a man or a woman?
To a woman.
To a woman.
Yeah. Oh, it's not.
Hey, you're not getting booty raped. And or maybe you are. I don't know what's going on. I mean, fucking Bombay had a set of rules. Mumbai's more progressive and different. So I don't know what the Mumbai laws are. I only know I'm familiar with the Bombay.
Yeah.
So what I will say though is it is a beautiful thing that you're married. It is a beautiful thing as people in our career to have someone to take you out of the career so you don't constantly suffer, because suffering is just obsession with self. Constantly thinking about why did this happen to me? You take out of your career and you say, I also have a family. It's a beautiful thing. But let me tell you something, Kenny. Before you have children, okay, right now, you are married, but you are free. Yeah. If you would like to divorce your wife, and I don't know what it is in India, if that means you behead them, I don't know what the rules are. But if you would like to divorce your wife, you can do that, and literally, it's up. You don't have to fucking be rolling around the floor. It could be. I'm gone in 5 minutes. Me, I have children. Yeah. Okay, I have many children. I can't go anywhere. Yeah. Okay, and you know why I can't go anywhere? Because I have daughters, right? And so what are my daughters? Just mini copies of my wife.
Oh.
So if I can get away from my wife, then I've made my wife 2.0 and 3.0, and they'll find me. Eventually they'll find me. The children will find me, so I can't go anywhere. Now, maybe I'm not married, but buddy, let me tell you something. I'm living a hell you don't want to live.
Oh no.
No, I'm kidding. I love my kids, but it's like if you gotta, before you have children, you gotta understand.
Do everything you can.
That's what I'm trying to say. Do everything you can. Right now, look, I'm here. I'm in Austin for 2 days. I'm having a good time. I'm banking in podcasts. My blood pressure's going up. I'll have a stroke because I have to get home. Why? Because the kids have jiu-jitsu Friday.
Wow.
And you better take them to fucking jiu-jitsu Friday because the mom's not doing it. She doesn't drive. What is she going to take them on her spin bike? It's not going to happen.
Man.
You better take your kids to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And so, and you better get over there.
Yeah.
And you better not, hey, another thing. Oh, your friends, you had a nice show at the Paramount. You did great. Oh, they want to celebrate at the strip club. No, you can't do that. What are you going to fucking go? What are you, out of your fucking mind? You think that my girl sees that? I'm fucking done. Because what will she say? She said, is this the example you want for your daughters? And then you say, no, I just want to jerk off a little bit to the strippers. I don't want to do that in front of my daughters. No. And then you have to, where if there was no kids around, then it's just like, you'd say, whatever. I want to jerk off. I'll jerk off. But you can't say that when you have kids. You have to be a version of yourself. You have to be a shell of yourself.
Got it.
And I'm happy. Listen, I love my children. But it is when I see a guy who doesn't have kids, I'm like, wow. There's a freedom there that you don't even realize exists. Do you want to have kids?
I'm fully aware, and I do want to have kids, and I'm very scared because I know you can be an ex-husband, you can't be an ex-father. Like you're a father for life,
which is great.
Yeah, and I want to actually have daughters because I'm very scared of boys. I have an older brother, and we really tortured our parents. So I was like, I want a daughter, but you can't control that. And a lot of people, well-meaning people, keep warning me that. Travel all you can.
Yes.
Have your fun, and once you have kids, it's like because also you're also worried for them even when they're not with you.
Right.
So it's that constant commitment. So I'm fully aware.
Let me tell you something too. And when you do get out there and you want to have kids, Indian people, you guys have a lot of children. You guys are the Puerto Ricans of Asia.
Yeah.
You guys will, you will pop out kids, fertile men and women.
Yeah.
So how are you not having kids? Are you pulling out condoms, birth control? What are we doing here?
Mostly pulling out.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like you.
Yeah.
That's the clip.
It's free.
It's free.
Yeah.
And you know what? I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. You know, you pull out Now, let me ask you a question. Listen, did you get into a car accident, a workplace accident? I'm going to help you out right now. Morgan & Morgan, okay? It is America's biggest injury law firm. They have over 600 lawyers. They have over 100 locations. Morgan & Morgan, it makes it so easy. It's like swiping right on a dating app, okay? Hitting snooze for the 8th time. Morgan & Morgan, they've provided over $15 billion in recovered money for their clients. They have a proven track record of fighting to get you full and fair compensation. They are awesome, okay? Submitting an injury claim, they make it so easy. It's like ordering a rideshare at night when you're drunk. And then listen, and because if you get in the car and drive drunk and hurt yourself, you need to call Morgan & Morgan, okay? So right now, if you're injured, okay, here's what I want you to do is just try to find, if you're injured right now, try to stop the bleeding, try to regain consciousness, do what you can, get the phone out, and I need you to go to forthepeople.com/chaos or dial #law, #529 from your cell phone. So either go #529, aka pound law, or go to forthepeople.com/chaos and go talk to Morgan & Morgan. This is a paid advertisement, but I need you to go talk to Morgan & Morgan. Hey, babe, guess what? August 18th and 19th, I'll be at the Borgata. Pre-sale happening right now. Use the code Chrissy. It's on sale tomorrow, but go get those Tiki Wikis, baby. They're selling quick. If you want to see me do my brand new hour of stand-up material at the Borgata in Atlantic City, August 18th and 19th, go to chrisdcomedy.com or just Google Chrissy Atlantic City. Put in that pre-sale code Chrissy and get those Tiki Wikis. Love you. You now.
Sorry, can I finish what you asked me before?
What was it? What?
About like the thinking about uploading the clip.
Okay.
It's kind of because the two things you brought up, which is I come from a painting college. Like
Okay.
I have a degree in painting, which is like very strange in India. Nobody
Okay.
does the arts in India. Everybody's
Right.
an engineer. And second, my wife's a dentist, so I think
Your wife's a dentist?
she's a dentist. So
Does she do work on your teeth, or do you go to other dentists?
no, I go to other dentists.
What's the reason?
She's nervous to do my teeth. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But is she like a confident dentist?
Yeah, she is. Yeah. And I also find it weird. I don't want my wife to be there.
You don't want your wife in your mouth like that?
Yeah.
Not
like
during
Yeah.
the day? Yeah. At nighttime? Yeah.
Yeah. But
Get in my mouth.
Yeah. So I don't want to like make it professional. But so I think I'm kind of disconnected from, I'm not a hardcore stand-up comedian who has like, this is what stand-up is, this is not what stand-up is. I have a very like, I'm doing this to make people laugh. And so I've never had that, am I demoting myself by putting my special on YouTube? I never had that approach. I'm just like, it's the most effective thing to do, and that's really helped my career.
Well, to me, like, did you get inspired by, like, say, like a Russell Peters, who was like arguably the first comic to ever go viral, happened to be Indian?
Yeah.
Did you look at that and be like, oh, because I know your favorite comic is Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle and Seinfeld.
And Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's also, I read a lot of books about management, and Google has a principle that you always put your best product for free.
Yes.
And you give your best for free and you get people hooked on it. And then eventually you say, hey, can you pay me a little to see a full version of that? And people are happy to. And that's what I did. I didn't put like, the discarded clips. This is my best special. It's for free.
Put it out.
Yeah. And eventually people are like, you know what? I've seen your best product. I don't mind paying.
Yeah, and the thing is too is like, you went viral with stuff. I think too, to have, like an entire country to be like, this is one of our guys, that's huge.
Yeah, it's huge.
Because sometimes I feel like, for me, I'm like, I'm doing okay, but it's like my country is so divided that it's like I can only get like a small portion behind me, but I feel like you have an opportunity to get like 1 billion people behind you.
It's funny. It's also divided in India.
Is it?
Because I speak English.
Who are the good guys? Who are the bad guys?
Oh man,
yeah,
dude, I could get legit arrested.
Okay, so okay, yeah,
yeah, but
no, yeah, don't say that because I forgot I had Veer Das on the podcast and he's like, you cannot talk shit.
Yeah,
I just want to say we love India here on this podcast, and there's no good guys. The bad, you know what I'll say? The good guys are the Indians. The bad guys are the straight white males.
I think people should know.
Just let's say that so everyone's happy.
I think people should know. They should be embarrassed for like being so scared of comedians. But
yeah, I mean that's not good.
Yeah, but. it is divided. Like I'm an English-speaking comedian, and
You speak English?
yeah.
Oh.
And the majority doesn't. So, but the people who speak in India are so small
Yeah.
that it's equal to the population of Germany. So-
Germany.
Yeah.
They were.
They're-
They had a weird history.
They're pretty weird.
I'm mostly German. Do you know that?
Really?
90. My last name's Distefano, but then I did the Ancestry.com and I found out I'm 90% German. But I'm one of the good Germans.
Oh, okay.
I'd be one of the good guys. I'd be one of those guys that I would not kill them. You know what I mean? I'd be sweet. I'd be
That's
on your
sweet of
side.
you.
I'd be one of the good guys in India.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is pretty divided, but I.
By the way, Kenny, let me tell you something right
Yeah.
now. Your accent, amazing.
man,
you
you,
really-
had to break it up.
No, because the fact that you speak English so great,
Yeah.
and of course your home language, it just makes me feel stupid. It just makes me feel like I don't know how to do anything. I can speak English barely. I have a couple of facts that I go to that I don't even know if they're correct, but it's history, so I just make shit up and I just, say it with confidence.
Yeah.
But you're very impressive to me because not only you've mastered another language, your own language, you've come halfway across the world to sell out shows, you've done all these things, you have a wife who you've managed to not impregnate, even though you're Indian when it's just babies, like they come,
Yeah.
babies are always, they're coming out.
That's so
you're,
kind
you're
of you.
just, you're here with acid reflux. You're very inspiring, and I think that you should be proud of yourself. And I think your parents should be proud of you, even though you're not a doctor.
That's so kind of you to say that.
Yes, even though you're a YouTube comedian.
Yeah. Yeah, that means a lot, man. Like, and it's nice to come here, and you reached out. I really mean that from
Yes.
the bottom of my head. Like, you just reached out and you were so sweet.
Yeah.
And
In fairness, I was drunk and I thought I was texting Sebastian Maniscalco.
Oh,
No, I'm kidding. No. Because I saw that you were here and I was like, I like this guy.
Yeah.
So I said, let's message him. So I'm happy that you had the time to do it.
Yeah, no, I was really because I feel like anytime you meet a comedian, no matter where they're from, you have this connect because you've been through the same shit of open
Yeah.
micing and being rejected.
Right.
So there's a sense of brotherhood and sisterhood, which is so
And
nice.
babyhood.
And babyhood. All the hoods.
Yes, all
All
every
the
hood.
hoods
All
are
the
important.
hoods.
Yeah.
I like it. Shout out Mumbai.
Yeah, and so it's so nice that you reaffirm that.
Yes.
And you are from I used to have soft I am you're pretty aggressive for my standards.
Yes.
So I was just like, man, if
I'm
this,
gay though. Just so you know, all
If
I'm
this
doing
guy-
is I'm trying to be aggro to hide the gay. Just so you know that, and that will come out in its full form in about 5 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I'm looking forward, man.
Yes.
And I think if this guy can reach out and be so kind,
Yes.
I should do that more. So
Now, in India,
Yeah.
the issues that we have here
Yeah.
in the United States, we have
Oh,
all
let's
these
do it. Yeah.
problems, divide,
Yeah.
the trans issues, in trans people, reading to the kids, the political gun violence,
Yes.
all that stuff. Is it just similar in India, just different types of problems?
So there are two things. One is you guys have what we call high level problems. You have figured out the basic stuff, poverty is not an issue, education is not an issue, sanitation, drinking water is not an issue. So you guys have high level stuff hey,
Yeah.
you should be respecting everybody equally.
Right.
And back in India, there's domestic violence, there's not clear drinking water, children are dying. So a majority of the population can't even reach out. So we're kind of let's figure that out. And
Okay.
at the same time, bizarrely, as you can speak to me, I'm the 1% who's in a different world in Mumbai.
You're living into what looks like America.
Yeah,
right?
so we watch everything. We have access to everything you have. So we also have the same problems in the cities where we're trying to look for equal opportunity, treat everyone with respect. So it's a duality where we don't have a gun issue, but we do have political issues and accepting everybody. But my dad, and I think the world kind of makes fun of America, look at the problems they have. And I keep telling, my dad brought this up, and I told my dad, it's a very good thing when you know all the problems of another country.
Right.
That's how transparent they are.
Right.
And that's a healthy thing.
Right.
Where we know exactly your problems. If I ask you what's problem in India, you don't know because we make sure people don't find out. And North Korea is a great example. We don't even know how horrible it is because they make sure that people don't know. So I think it's a great thing that you have problems and everybody knows what the problems are.
Right.
But yeah, except the gun thing, it's pretty similar. I think income equality, minimum wage,
Dude, I feel like, by the way, India, they were like some of the original trans. The original, all the gods and stuff, all trans.
Exactly. Yeah. It's pretty fluid.
Shout out India for being first to the race in trans, like you were first comedian on YouTube.
Yeah, it's pretty fluid. Yeah. It's pretty fluid.
Very similar.
There is a community of...
You're the trans god of comedy.
I was like, the pattern is you say something very reasonable and then you end it with
yes. Chrissy Chaos.
Yeah. It's so nice. I'm like, I should just wait.
Yeah. You wait, because eventually we'll take a big swing and a miss, and you and your manager will probably leave and ask me.
No, man, it's super fun.
Yeah.
I can't be on like this. Like I'm only on.
You don't want to be, by the way.
Yeah?
This is you don't want this.
I can only do this on
how
stage.
you are is beautiful.
Yeah.
You're beautiful, centered. You probably have low blood pressure. You don't want this.
Okay.
You don't want this. Is lack of sleep. This is lack of identity. This is I don't know who I'm doing, what I'm doing. This is not the real me.
Can I ask you a question though?
Yes. Let me put my headphones on.
When I have you been pretending to listen to me?
Yeah.
When I came to New York in 2014, it just made me grateful of how new stand-up is in India.
Yes.
Even though there is no avenues, at that time there was less competition. But when I came to New York, I found out there are like 3,000 open micers in LA and 4,000 open micers in NY. And any comic I met was doing like 200 things just to like make it. So I want to ask you, like, what's your journey like? Like, do you plan on hyper focusing on one thing, or the way to survive as a comedian in America is you just do everything all the time?
I think for me, and this is from a book called The Art of the Deal. I won't say who the author is. You can Google it. The Art of the Deal, written by the 45th President of the United States. KiwiCo.com. We talk about this product. It feels like every episode because I genuinely love it. If you want quality time with the family, especially the kids, KiwiCo is a great thing to do. It gets them off their devices, off their laptops, off their cell phones, and you build something together as a family. They pre-package everything. They give you step-by-step directions, and you can use functional things in the real world. Like my kid made a little pinball machine. They made headphones. We make lava. We make volcanoes. It's all these science projects that they have for the kids. They got science projects, health projects, engineering projects, art projects, everything. KiwiCo, and they deliver it right to your door. My kids go crazy when the KiwiCo packages come to the house. When we get one, I remember one time we got it a Friday night, and it was awesome. We stopped watching the movie we were watching. We had some pizza. Me and Mom had some wine, and we just put this KiwiCo project together, and we had a good time, and everybody fell asleep. Science, it's like magic. Okay, science and magic, it's the same thing. And right now, you can redefine learning with play and explore hands-on projects that build creative confidence with KiwiCo. Get 50% off your first month plus free shipping on any crate line at KiwiCo.com/chaos. That's 50% off your first month at KiwiCo.com/chaos. Give them the tools to learn new skills, build new experiences, and make new connections in the broader world. I love KiwiCo. It really is just... I use it. I really genuinely use this product with my family and my kids, and I think you should too. KiwiCo.com/chaos. Go try it. This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Let's talk about sex, baby. Guys, you remember the days when you were always ready to go? Now you can increase your performance and get that extra confidence in the bed, and I'm going to tell you how. BlueChew.com, folks. It's a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but in chewable tablets and a fraction of the cost. Process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of the licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you receive your prescription within days. Blue Chew tablets are made in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package, but there'll be nothing discreet about your boner, baby. And we got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code CHAOS at checkout. All you got to do is pay the $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code CHAOS. Receive your first month free, baby. That's visit BlueChew.com for details and important safety information. Blue Chew, we thank you for sponsoring this podcast. He said, Donald Trump, he said that you always, and this is 20 years ago, I did read this book, but it was one thing, I have no opinion on Trump, but it was one thing that I remember from 15 years ago where he said you any successful business owner has to have multiple streams of revenue. You have to have multiple streams of revenue in anything you're doing. It is just the safest way to do it. And I apply that to comedy, where I have multiple streams of revenue. I have my podcast, I have my stand-up, I have my YouTube, I have corporate stuff. And I'm thinking, well, you can take one of them away from me and I would still, be able to uphold the way of life for my family. So I think about it that way. And I do think when I first started in, 2009, 2010, you could have one path to success. You would still need the multiple streams of revenue, but one thing could give you your career. It could be a late night set. It could be the sitcom. It could be the Comedy Central special or whatever. But now that one thing to me does not exist. It's not the late night show. It's not the special. It's not even the viral YouTube clip anymore, because so many people have them. I believe you have to be coming at them in so many different ways and areas. And that is the only, because now, yes, only a few people make a living doing comedy, but so many people do comedy now that it is really, your stuff will get washed away and you will get forgotten about if you're not in people's faces every single day. And there's a bit of a rat in a rat race vibe to that. So the way that I try to balance that is I don't run my social medias anymore. Okay. I've gotten off that. I have a guy who does it. I reach out, to him, I was like, hey, reach out to Kenny. So I still, it's a part of my career, but I was like, I can't be beholden to that, because the algorithm now is the king, right? I'm not even performing for people anymore. I'm performing for the algorithm. It's like a Black Mirror episode. It's very sick and twisted, but it is our reality. And you just have to accept reality. You just have to accept it for what it is, not for what you wish it was. That's how I live my life. Accept it for what it is, not for what you wish it was. So the issue is, what the reality is, man, we are performing for an algorithm. And it's probably originated in India. And we are performing for that goddamn algorithm. And that's okay. Yeah. I don't love it. But that's what we got to do. Yeah. I don't want to do a promo every week about where my dates are. I really don't, but I have to. I'm just trying to do it in my own way and kind of make it my own, something that's digestible for me. But yeah, I do think that you got to do what you want to do in this career. Like, you have a show in a big show in India that's on Amazon, right? And so that's something in India. It feels like you can get a TV show and it can still give you great success. Where in America, you can still have the TV show. Like, I would still love to have a sitcom, knowing that it's not going to really make me as much money as the internet can. It's not going to sell any tickets, but I'm like, but I want to do it. I just want to do it because I like to do it. Where you actually have an opportunity, I think, to do what you want to do, and it can garner success, right? Yeah. Because a lot of people watch your show.
So I also, Netflix and Amazon came to India when we were blowing up. So we were at a good place where we pitched specials to them. And I think I'm one of the only people who has a special on Amazon and Netflix. Because
it's you.
Yeah.
And YouTube.
Yeah, and YouTube. So it's fun because there's so much opportunity, and now it's slowly everybody's realizing we should pitch more, and now it's getting crowded. But yeah, it's interesting to see comedians here and comedians back home. Because here I feel once you get your shot, I feel people here don't take it for granted. They're like, right. I've got this opportunity. And it's very cool because anybody blows up, and I've watched them on YouTube or Instagram, and then eventually they start a podcast, they start acting in shows, they try to be in movies. Right. And it's incredible, but it's also scary, the amount of pressure you guys are putting yourself through.
I think for me, for what we have at least in American comedy, is you can be successful and have anonymity, which is beautiful. Because it is about the niche audience now. It is not about getting anybody generally. To be generally famous is not a thing that I think exists in American culture as much. It only exists if you want to go a reality show route or a TikTok route, and that is fine. But I have everything I want right now in my career. My children have what they want. We live within our means. We have a good life, and I can have anonymity. I get recognized by my fans, and it happens daily, whatever. But most times it's like a group of 3 people will see me. One person will be like, Chrissy Chaos, and then the other 2 will be like, who is that guy? Mm-hmm. But that's what you want, actually, because you don't want. I have friends who are very famous, like really famous, and everywhere you go, somebody knows them by the name, and you're hanging out with them in their home or the hotel or whatever, and you're having a great time or having fun, and then they go out in the street, and in a matter of minutes, their mood has changed. In a matter of minutes, they're like, they have a hood on, sunglasses, they hate their life.
Got it.
And I'm like, man, I don't want that. There's almost like a negative karmic energy attached to a great level of success and fame. It's almost like it's not what we're designed to be. We're designed to kind of be a little bit more, we're all designed to be equal in a way. I know this is sounding communist. This is slowly changing into the Chinese flag.
Yeah.
No, but I have noticed that, at least in entertainment specifically, where I'm like, man, you gotta trade. You gotta trade a lot.
Yeah.
You gotta give up a lot to get to that level. Now, I don't think all of us can do it. I'm not even so sure I could ever even get to that level. But in a way, I feel happy at the level I'm at. Like if you said, hey, you gotta press a button right now, and that button will mean every single year will be the same from career-wise. You'll get roughly the same amount of money.
Yeah.
You have roughly the same amount of opportunity. You'll have roughly the same amount of freedom. I would press that. I wouldn't even think about it.
That's
I
so
would
cool.
press it immediately.
I'm at the same place. I'm very grateful for where I am, and I just don't want anything more, and I don't want to lose what I have already.
Right.
And I have a friend who's a comic canon, and he got to chill with Eddie Izzard. And he asked Eddie Izzard, like, what's like your takeaway? And he said the same thing. He's like, there's a right amount of famous.
Right.
Like he worked with Robin Williams and stuff, and he was like, you don't want to get there. You just want to be able to do a special once in a while, do some shows once in a while, and then go back.
Yeah.
So they can live a life.
Yeah, but you want to, like I've been working really hard, put myself out there. I have tour or whatever, doing all this. But the cost of that has been, well, you don't see your children as much. So now it's like, to restore the balance, it's like, well, come off the road. And now also what I notice is like people in your life, of course, your manager and your agent, even some of your family will remind you all the time, oh, but if you come off the road, you're going to lose money. Can you, even my own, I'll be like, okay, Chris, you can come off the road, but can you afford this house without it? They'll start to because they're just trying to protect you. But you have to say, yeah, I can. And if I can't, then I'll adjust, then I'll sell the house because it's not all, I don't want my whole life to be,
a step.
Yeah, it's like, and if it starts to become like, how much further do you want to push the goalpost back? If I told, 10 years ago, Kenny and Chris, hey, we'd have what we have, we'd be like, oh my God, I'd be rolling around in my own shit every day. But no, we sit here miserable. You have fucking acid reflux. I'm like having nervous breakdowns, thinking I suck. Yeah. It's just, so you have to at some point be like, how much further am I going to push the cricket wickets? How much further am I going to push these things back?
I don't even watch cricket, but I get it.
Well, I do. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I think we're all the same, right? I mean, we live on opposite sides of the world, but it's like we have the same issues, the same problems. You have the same types of figures. We're all the same.
Yeah. That's incredible. That's why I was so excited to come here and like discuss like what are the different things. And it's even this entire setup. I was just like, I wanted to do this while I was on the road. But again, I didn't have the social skills to reach out.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's incredible that these are options for us where even if we have to quote unquote compromise to be in front of the camera all the time, it's still fun. Like you still get to talk to another comedian.
Yeah.
And so there is that thing of, it's the duality of don't aim for too much, like be true to yourself, do what you love, but you're incredibly lucky, dude.
Of course.
You're incredibly, like, nobody else has this. So it's that constant fight of...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I put each year, I put a financial number in my head. And when I hit that number, I'm like, take your foot off the gas. This whole idea, and I get it. And I get some people are like that. The people who are like, I got to be the best that ever did it. I got to be the best. America, strive for the best. I'm like, I'm okay. I'm literally okay being in fourth place.
That?
Huh?
Were you ever like that? Like, I want to be the best?
Yes, yeah, because I was an athlete, and my dad, very competitive guy, was always about being the best. You better be the best. You second place is, I couldn't even bring a second place trophy home and all that stuff.
Also, like every Indian dad.
Exactly. Yeah. My dad's in the Indian Navy, so I kind of know what that felt like. And my dad's a loving guy, my number one supporter. I love my dad with all my heart, but that's how I was raised, and I didn't like that. And I'm like, and I don't treat my kids like that. I'm like, just do the best you can is what I'd rather hear. Just do, if you are, when I look at my daughters, I'm like, are you actually doing the best you can? as I believe them when they say yes, or if they're lying to me and I know that there's a little more, I ask them to try to find it and push it. But I'm comfortable with who I am. I'm telling you that the amount of stress, here's the thing, is when you start to climb every ladder of success in entertainment, in business, in whatever your career is, every rung of the ladder you climb, there's more people trying to pull you down, because inevitably human beings we're jealous animals. So we will say, how come you have that and I don't? And you try to pull. It might not be it actually might be a physical pull. Some it's like, well, let me try to find something scandalous out about this person, or let me try to derail their career and so you have to be aware of that. Like we could all try to climb to the top of the ladder. I mean, we could make a viral video right now. But what does that cost?
Correct.
I always think about the opportunity cost. And that's why I don't value, I said this on the last podcast, but money is not the only currency I deal with. I deal with other things other than money. I'm like, the money is not the deciding factor for me. And if it's an obscene amount of money, then the reason why I say yes to that is because, well, that buys me, I use that currency, I trade that currency for the currency of time. Yeah. Right? So that's how I think about that.
Yeah. And also
How's your acid reflux, by the way? Are you good?
It's good.
Okay, good.
Yeah. The best thing about stand-up is that it's one of the few professions where you kind of get better as you grow older, and it doesn't matter how you look or how popular you are. It's just like, it's such a rewarding profession, because I used to do music before. When the music
you do music?
Yeah, I come from a theater and music background. That's how I stumbled into. That's why I'm not like attached to it. I can look at it very objectively. Yeah. And, a lot of comics tell me like, that stuff is kind of like mainstream and hacky. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, I'm selling more tickets than you. I don't care.
Yeah, suck it. And it's like, you know what? That's the thing too. Yeah. When somebody says, a comedian who's selling tickets, when they say, you hear it. Not swear to God, never about you. But when you hear it at the Comedy Cellar table in New York, oh, look at how many tickets so-and-so is selling. What a hack. It's like, tell their fans that. Their fans are coming and their fans, you may not like them, but really what you don't like is they're successful and you're not. That's what you don't like. Yeah. So to me, with comedy, the only golden rule is do not steal. If you are not stealing, fine. Comedy's subjective. I may not think it's funny. You may not think my stuff is funny. Fine. As long as I'm not stealing, you're committing no crime. Yeah. The only crime is stealing. That's like the pedophilia of comedy.
And that's also great because everybody in stand-up has such strong ethics that if you do steal and you get caught, you're immediately ostracized.
Good, and as you should be.
And if somebody else brings it up, like, that guy steals, they don't even need to know. They're like, okay, we're not working with him. Yeah. And it's great. It's like, it's so pure and it's so like, it's awesome. I really
That's
like
the honesty that we have in comedy. That's like the one thing we have is like, your material is your material and nobody can take it from you. You know? I mean, premises, there's, we all are doing jokes about, Joe Biden, but it's like, that's just what we have to do. But it's like the essence, and I also think there's an essence of material. Like I can steal your essence, which is worse. Like if I may not steal your bit word for it, but if I take the essence of it, that's like I took your soul. It's so devious. Yeah. And people get away with it and they're fucking little rats. And I'm making a list on who it is. And you're not on it because you're a good guy.
And it's funny because I think the approach is so healthy that it invariably leads to success. Because the one thing I've noticed with artists, because I've also come from music and theater, is that people mostly self-destruct. Yeah. That's the usual. They're always in their own way. Yeah. And with stand-up, the more you slow down and the more you focus on why you're doing it and how happy you are, you end up doing it for 30, 40 years.
That's what it is.
And you just get better and better and you're professional and people like working with you. Yeah. So it's so great that being healthy is the best way to be successful.
That's what it is. Yeah. And by the way, I want to go give a quick shout out to the barbecue scene of Austin, Texas. You gave a man from India acid reflux. That's how you know your shit is fucking.
Dude, I had a salad yesterday.
You had a salad?
Yeah, this is just
stress. And it gave you acid reflux?
No, it's nothing to do with food. It's one of the pitfalls of being in this in stand-up. Like, I'm not in touch with...
What are you nervous about?
It's not, I'm mentally fine. It's just my body gets stressed for me, so then I get acid reflux.
And how bad, it was so bad that you had to cancel something this morning. What was it, a burning?
Yeah, it burns the throat.
Right.
So when you're sleeping, the acid from your stomach goes up and burns your throat. So I had to take...
You couldn't even talk today. Like it was you woke up in pain.
Yeah.
What would you do if you had a show and your throat was on fire? Would you cancel the show?
No, I'll go through it, man. Like
You would just plow through.
you just have a lot of like yogurt and Gelusil. And,
Sorry, Dr. Drew, you're not worthy.
no, but yeah, in the morning it was very bad.
Do you? No, I know. They were telling me because even Dr. Drew was like, no, dude, that is painful.
Yeah.
Now, where's your show tonight?
At the stateside, we're doing 2 shows.
At the state? Okay, you have
Yeah.
to throw in. He's doing 2. I'm doing 1.
No, but you're doing the bigger room, which is so much cooler.
No. You know what though? 2 shows. See, there is a bit of stress. There is a bit of stress with 2 shows. There
Yeah.
is. I don't think people understand who aren't in our business that like to rev it up. You know,
Yeah.
we do comedy, right? And then we give it our all, and then you sit down for about an hour, and you know, it's basically like icing the kicker in football. It's like now we're just sitting there thinking about all the mistakes we made.
Yeah.
You know, all that adrenaline starting to go down. Now it's 2 hours deeper into the night, and then like you got to rev it all up and do it again. It is very, very, very stress inducing.
Yeah, it is.
But that could have been part of your acid reflux. If you had 1 show, I think that you would not have had as bad acid.
I know I've been having it since 5th grade, so it's
Since 5th grade?
It's a coping mechanism where I lie to myself that I'm not stressed and everything's great.
Right.
And my body's like, no, you're not. And
Right.
then I get acid reflux.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you can't hide it from yourself.
Right.
And it's not related to anything. I can't control it. I'm a slave to it. Like it's, if I'm stressed, and my body just like hijacks it. And it's like, just lie down and like calm down.
Do you want to play Fuck, Marry, Kill?
Sure.
Fuck, Marry, Kill. We'll keep it Indian for you.
Okay.
Let's do Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Yeah.
Russell Peters,
Okay.
Hassan Minaj, Mother Teresa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because there's an evil side to Mother Teresa. So
Yeah, which a lot of people don't know about.
Let's bash her. Fuck, Marry, Kill. Hassan Minaj, Russell Peters, Mother Teresa.
Oh, man.
And this can't get you in trouble because Mother Teresa's dead, Hassan is an American, and Russell's Canadian. So you're not going to get arrested in India for whatever you pick.
Okay, so I would say marry Mother Teresa because that's the only option which would get me in trouble.
Yes?
I would fuck Hassan Minaj because I'm a big fan.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
Imagine, he's going to be the president, I think.
His energy, a lot of people think is a lot, but I love it. Like I love
No, dude.
how tight he is and how
His body or his comedy?
both. Like
Okay,
it's
'cause, yeah.
like it's
I love it. I
the
love
amount of jokes per second
Oh,
and the
He's a machine, dude.
yeah, and he uses like video and stuff. It's so complicated, and fuck Russell Peters.
You'd fuck Russell Peters.
Yeah.
He looks like the most fun. He'd get drunk. He'd have a good time with you. He'd
Yeah,
probably buy you like a Rolex or something if you fucked him good enough.
Yeah.
I heard he buys his openers Rolexes.
and it looks like he doesn't last long, so it'll be like a short thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, right. Okay, because you're saying he would fuck you then?
No.
You'd
Wait,
fuck him?
Is this the little fuck Russell Peters or like fuck with as in you like something?
No, I'm talking about you stick your penis in his ass.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
I would fuck him then.
You fuck Russell Peters.
yeah.
I respect that about you.
Yeah.
Now, yeah. Let me ask you a
Is this
question.
an actual segment from the show?
Yes. Now, do you think you could beat Veer Das in a fist fight?
Oh, wow. Putting us against each other.
Yes, that's what it is. That's what the patriarchy does.
Oh, man. That's a good one. I know Veer well, so
Yeah, Veer was on the podcast. Veer's in New York now for a little bit.
Yeah.
Good dresser, Veer.
yeah, man. Veer's been doing it for a while.
Yeah, Veer Das. Veer Das, if you don't know he's Indian, he does sound like a naughty Nazi. That's a Nazi name. My name is Veer Das. Would you come over here and like to get in the shower?
I think I'm slightly bigger than him, and I work out way more.
Yes.
So I think I could take him down.
Yeah, and if worse comes to worse, he's got in your headlock, you can just fucking throw that reflex on him like a dragon. Burn his eyebrows off. I like it.
Yeah, like melt his head off.
Kenny Sebastian. So your dad's last name is Sebastian.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We're Catholics, and also I'm a minority in India because I'm a Catholic who speaks English.
Right.
So we
Are you persecuted against in India?
No. I mean,
Not really.
If you're a minority, things are getting a little weird, but that's for another day. But
Yes, yeah, we support Indians. It's all white people's fault. We love the country of India here if the Indian government's watching.
yeah.
By the way, could I get arrested in India for this type of comment if I landed in India? Or are they just going to arrest Indians?
It's bad PR for them.
They don't want to arrest an American.
No, it's bad PR.
But what if you were an American? Like, could Hassan Minaj come up here and just start talking shit? Because he's an Indian American?
He was not allowed in some Indian events in America because
He was not allowed in Indian events in America.
Yeah, because he was talking shit about the government, but you're absolutely fine if you're here. But if you go there, they're not going to do anything to you. That's too much bad PR. Like that's one good thing about India, that they care about how they're perceived.
Yeah.
So hopefully things don't get too crazy.
Yeah, there was a girl that I went on a couple of dates with. I really liked her. Her name was Shama,
Shama.
Indian girl, Shama, my girl. And I met and I went her. You know, she was like, "Oh, I'd like you to introduce me to my family." Like they're probably.
Oh.
She was like, "Just FYI, my dad's probably not going to like you." I was like, "It's fine. I'm fucking Chrissy Charms."
It was that serious.
Yeah, it was
like,
strong. Yeah. She was like, you know, like we really liked each other. This when I was a physical therapist.
Oh.
And I go to the house. And Shama's like, "Hey, Dad." She's like, "You know, this is Chris I've been telling about." And he looks at me and he looks at her and then he goes, "You didn't tell me he was white." And I was like, "Oh," I was like, "Ha." I was like, "Yeah, I'm white, but I was born and raised in India." Like, you know, just a joke. And he was like, "Please don't come into my house." I swear to God. And he says, "Shama, please go to your room and please, it's nice to meet you, but do not come into my house." And I was like, "Oh, wow." And then I remember leaving. And then I remember leaving and just being like, man, dude, fucking that. I kind of respected him for that. I was like, this guy is not even going to allow. He's not even going to allow it. I am not good enough for his daughter, and I get it. And
by the way, great Indian accent. Like,
do you really think so?
It was like it's right on the edge of not being offensive. It's like,
right.
Yeah.
Like yes.
Like I really love it when people do accents instead of pretending like her dad had an American accent.
No, her dad. That's what I'm saying. I would never make fun of an accent. Like, do we do that?
No, but
I'm literally doing exactly how he said. Yeah,
it sounded very.
And
realistic.
he was wearing brown like khaki pants with a shirt tucked in
nice.
he had a little hair, he had a little gold bracelets on, little loafer shoes.
Yeah,
yeah, Mr. Patel.
But this was on Shama though. Like it's kind of insane that she didn't give him a heads up.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that's of course you bring up that you're white. Like that's insane to go to an Indian.
I will say though, of all the non-white groups, Indians are the most okay with interracial dating, are the most okay with having white husbands and wives. Do you think?
It's maybe because you're meeting the ones who kind of immigrated. So they're already pretty like putting themselves out there. So, and also it's kind of like a economic step up, right? Like your daughter or your son would do better if he mingled with somebody from that country. It's good for everybody involved.
Right.
So that way Indians are pretty practical and again, I can't speak for everybody, but I guess people who immigrate here could be more forward thinking. But it's also like, I think it's kind of cute, like that we like to seek the approval of our parents.
Yeah.
And even my wife actually keeps telling me that if her parents didn't like me, it would be very hard for her to get married to me because it's very important to her.
Is she Indian?
She's Indian, yeah.
Nice.
And that we coexist as a family.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of, he was direct and he was...
Because I think, and I think that's good. I think that's good that your wife feels that way. And I actually think Shama's dad, it's good that he felt that way because I believe family are the only people that we don't choose. Family is chosen for us.
Yep.
Whatever, your spirit was, entered your mom's vagina and you, through your dad's penis,
that's how it works.
and all the thing, and then your spirit was created, and you didn't choose that. You didn't choose to come firing out of your dad's balls into your mom's vagina. That was just implanted for you. That was given to you.
Yep.
And then your brothers and sisters, they were chosen for you. So there's a spiritual connection there that I can't articulate. I don't think anybody really knows why, but there is to me a sense of importance there where we need to stay together, and I need to seek their approval and always kind of know that I will have a link to them. My family is the best link to my past and the most likely to stick with me in the future.
Yep.
So that's why you stay with them, and it is important. If her mom and dad didn't like you, then she couldn't move forward with it because she chose you, but they were chosen for her. So it's a different, higher connection.
And it makes life kind of smoother. And if you have a good relationship with your parents, so why not? Like now I'm very lucky because her parents are great. So like when she wants to go visit, I go along because I have a great time with them and vice versa. And isn't it similar in Italian families where it's a pretty normal thing to be with your family?
If my family, again, they're mostly German, but my dad's side is very, 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 they have Italian customs. If it was the reverse, Shama Patel, who, if I was in love with her, introduced it to my dad, I would say, hey guys, this is my girlfriend, Francine Valados. Like I would say she's Italian. Don't mind the Indian accent. This is a fully Italian girl.
Yeah.
A lot of Italian people, if you could be an Italian woman, your arms are hairy enough.
Nice.
Yeah. Wait, let me see if I got any more questions for you because I wrote some stuff down.
Got it.
And then, all right, let's see. Got the Netflix special, went viral. You speak 4 languages, right? Dad was in the Navy, so he's brought up all over India.
Yep.
He brought up all over India.
Yes.
Not okay. So, well, that's good though, right?
Yeah.
To get to see the entire country, get a nice feel for it. Because a lot of people grow up in India as the 1%, but they only stay in their little part, and
Exactly.
they have different. Yeah. So you saw it all.
Yeah. And I'm very lucky because I've seen all of America as well. Like I've been to Wyoming and Montana.
Wow. I haven't even been to Wyoming and
It's
Montana.
amazing, dude. Like I
Yeah.
landed and I immediately racism. It was funny.
Yeah. What'd they say? What was racist?
I was
What'd
at
they
the
say?
baggage belt and there was a lot of room. It's very funny. I'm just being mean, but
I know. Yeah.
there was this dude and he was like, can you not stand next to me?
He said that?
Yeah. And I was like, I'm just here for my bag. And he's like, yeah, you're really close to me. And I looked around and everybody has the same kind of space around each other. And
Wow.
I laughed because it was so blatant
Right.
that it was hilarious. And you know why I was in Montana? Because the US government called me here to promote US tourism in India.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice pay?
Yeah, it was very good.
Good.
So I found it hilarious that I'm promoting,
Manager did a good job.
yeah, US tourism and the first thing that's just one guy. The rest of the place was
I
great.
liked it that like you think it's racism, but it's because you had a full erection standing next to him.
Oh,
That's
man.
what it is. You were just fully hard.
That's
That's what-
that could have been it.
Where can people see you? Where can people find you? I want my people. I got a big Indian fan base.
Hell yeah, you can find me on YouTube, of course, Netflix or Amazon. And I have a website, kennysebastian.com. All my links are there.
Any dates in the U.S.
Yeah.
Coming up?
We're doing Austin, then we're heading to Seattle, then we're doing San Jose and LA and Dallas.
No, New York.
If we just finished New York,
Where'd you do in New York?
we did the Palladium
Oh, where is that?
in Times Square.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so we did. That was a great show.
Yeah.
And you did the Wilbur in Boston.
I did the Wilbur in Boston.
Yeah, we did Wilbur as well. So
Did you have a good time there?
Oh, it was incredible.
Amazing.
It's amazing.
I love Boston.
It's awesome, like the venues you guys have.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful. Like you can shoot a special in all these venues.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So we're winding up our US tour. We're heading to Europe, and then we're heading to Australia. So
Yeah.
it's a big
Oh,
tour.
when are you going to go to Australia?
In July.
I was going to go there in June,
Oh, just
but then I canceled it.
What?
I didn't want to take the flight. And I didn't want to deal with it. I was like, I'll postpone it to April. And my agent was like, the flight's going to still be the same amount of time in April. I was like, I don't know, maybe the technology, maybe it'll
Yeah.
go faster.
yeah. You should do New Zealand as well. It's right there.
Yeah, Auckland, New Zealand. I know I was going to take my girl and my 3 kids.
Yeah.
But then I took them on a road trip 2 hours and I was like, I can't be on a 20-hour flight.
That's it.
My oldest daughter's not even speaking English. She's only speaking Spanish.
Oh,
That's like
wow.
her new thing.
Oh, that's
so
so
I'll
cool.
hang out with her all day and she'll just speak fluent Spanish the entire time. I have no idea what she's saying. I'm like, I won't be able to fucking deal with this on Qantas.
That's true.
All right, what are you going to go do now?
We have the shows tonight, and
What time do they start?
One's at 7:30 and one's at 9:30.
You want to go to the strip club with us after?
Yeah, why not?
We're
I'll
gonna
tell
do
my
it.
wife first, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. All right, good. Yeah, let her know. We're going to go. My wife, no, she's cool with it.
really,
Yeah.
is it chill?
No. No, this is his joke. This is the Chrissy Chaos podcast. Thank you. USA, my favorite places are the United States and the Indian Navy. Goodbye.
Sweet.